The genius and controversy of Family Guy reside in its unapologetic approach to humor, tackling subjects others would avoid. But some jokes push the envelope, leaving viewers questioning whether they'd heard it right. Let's delve into the most shocking Family Guy jokes that went too far. Chapter 2: The Dark Comedy Formula of Family Guy. Before dissecting the jokes, let's grasp why Family Guy is so controversial. It employs a unique brand of dark comedy that mixes social commentary and satire with over-the-top absurdity. This creates a jarring juxtaposition that can be shocking yet brilliant. Family Guy uses cutaways for most of its humor, but these often involve violence, offense, or sensitive subjects. They make fun of everything from politics and religion to disabilities and historical tragedies. The show isn't afraid to tackle controversial topics head-on, which can be jarring for audiences. Sometimes the humor comes from the unexpected, making viewers question whether they should be laughing. This shock value is intentional to keep people talking and increase ratings. Chapter 3: One of the most infamous jokes. The Anne Frank scene. Family Guy's most notorious joke involved a cutaway gag referencing Anne Frank, the young diarist who hid from Nazis during World War II. In the scene, the Griffins are hiding from Nazis in an attic, and they start eating loudly. Why it went too far. Many viewers, particularly in the USA and Europe, found this extremely disrespectful to Holocaust victims and survivors. Some argued that it trivialized a horrific historical event for cheap laughs. Fan reaction. Viewers were divided. Some defended it as just a joke, while others called for censorship. Legacy. This remains one of the most controversial Family Guy moments ever aired, sparking debates about the limits of free speech and the dangers of Holocaust denial. Chapter 4: Jokes about disabilities. Family Guy has faced criticism for making light of disabilities, especially through the character Joe Swanson, a paraplegic police officer. In one episode, there's a cutaway gag where Peter teases Joe by pretending to push him down the stairs. Wyatt's dark. Many viewers felt that this joke was insensitive, and that the show was making fun of people with disabilities for cheap laughs. Audience reaction. Disability rights groups in the USA called out the show for its harmful stereotypes and insensitive humor. Chapter 5: Religion and Sacred Themes. Family Guy isn't afraid to mock religion, which has also gone too far, portraying Jesus as a regular guy who hangs out in Quahog, dating women, and getting into absurd situations. Wyatt's dark. This portrayal is seen as blasphemous by many Christians, who believe that making light of religious figures is offensive and disrespectful. Impact. While these jokes may not have any religious undertones, they do touch upon sensitive themes and beliefs that many viewers hold dear. By satirizing religion, Family Guy often sparks heated debates and discussions, but it also draws in a huge audience. This concludes our exploration of the darkest Family Guy jokes that went too far. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe for more entertaining content. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Family Guy is no stranger to controversy, but what are the most offensive jokes the show has ever made? Well, here are just a few examples. Chapter 5: The 9/11s and Terrorism Jokes. Family Guy has repeatedly made jokes about September 11, 2001, one of the darkest moments in American history. Example: in one cutaway, Peter claims he was supposed to be on one of the planes during 9/11s, but overslept. Why it's dark. For many Americans, 9/11s remains an incredibly sensitive subject. Making a gag about missing the plane trivializes the death of thousands. Fan reaction. Some audiences were horrified, calling it too soon. Others said Family Guy is known for pushing boundaries. This is a prime example of how the show sometimes sacrifices empathy for shock value. Chapter 6: Michael Jackson References. Family Guy has taken shots at countless celebrities, but Michael Jackson was a repeated target, especially after allegations about his personal life. Example: a gag shows Michael Jackson as a creepy character who appears at Peter's house. Why it's dark. Instead of focusing on his music legacy, the joke highlights the allegations of misconduct, which many fans, especially in the USA and UK, found offensive. Audience reaction. Divided. Some found it hilarious, while Michael Jackson's fans worldwide labeled it cruel. Chapter 7. Domestic Violence Jokes. One of the running gags in Family Guy involves Peter mistreating Lois or making abusive comments about women. Example: in one cutaway, Peter hits Lois with a frying pan during a domestic dispute gag. Why it's dark. Domestic violence is a serious real-life issue. Many critics accuse the show of making light of abuse. Fan reaction. While some laughed at the slapstick style, advocacy groups in the US protested that such jokes normalize abuse. Chapter 8. Jokes about race. Family Guy is notorious for race-related humor, often stepping far beyond what's socially acceptable. Example: the show once featured Peter discovering he has African ancestry, leading to a series of racial stereotype jokes. Why it's dark. Instead of celebrating diversity, the humor leaned heavily on stereotypes. Let us know in the comments if you agree with this list and why. Be sure to like and share this video if you enjoyed it, and for more videos like this. Family Guy pushes the boundaries of what's acceptable to joke about. But what are the show's most controversial moments? Welcome to my channel. And today, we're recounting down the top 10 dark Family Guy jokes that were never supposed to be funny. Chapter 9. Cancer and Illness. Over the years, Family Guy has made jokes about serious illnesses like cancer, AIDS, and tumors. For example, in one cutaway, Peter says, "It's more cancer than man now," while mocking a sickly character. Another time, Stewie jokes about getting AIDS on purpose during a gag. Why it's dark. These diseases cause suffering worldwide. For families who've lost loved ones, these jokes feel heartless. Fan reaction. Some fans thought it was funny because it's an absurd exaggeration. But health organizations in the US criticized the show for making light of real struggles. Chapter 10. Meg Griffin Bullying. Meg Griffin, the daughter of the Griffin family, is one of the most bullied characters in TV history. Her mistreatment sometimes goes beyond comedy. For example, Peter often says cruel things like, "Shut up, Meg," or humiliates her in front of others. In one gag, he literally sells her off to strangers as a joke. Why it's dark. While some viewers laugh at the running gag, others argue it normalizes bullying and emotional abuse. Fan reaction. Teen viewers, especially in the US and UK, have mixed feelings. Some sympathize with Meg, while others think her mistreatment is the funniest part of the show. Chapter 11. The Osama bin Laden Gag. During the early 2000s, Family Guy wasn't afraid to tackle controversial topics. In one episode, a cutaway shows Osama bin Laden rehearsing for a terrorist video, but then he gets distracted and starts making silly faces. Why it's dark. At the time of airing, bin Laden was still alive and responsible for countless deaths, including the 9/11's tragedy. To American audiences, it was shocking to see him portrayed as a funny character. Fan reaction. Some called it bold satire, while others accused the show of disrespecting the victims of terrorism. Chapter 12. The banned episode about natural disasters. Over the years, Family Guy has had several episodes pulled from airing, especially those mocking real tragedies. For example, an episode featuring jokes about the Boston Marathon bombing was never aired after the real-life event happened. Why it's dark. Turning a fresh tragedy into a punchline is never funny, even by Family Guy standards. Impact. The banned episode showed that even a show as edgy as Family Guy has its limits. Well, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. And if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time. Family Guy is known for its cutaways and fourth wall breaks. But what are the show's darkest jokes? From jokes about killing family members to an infamous banned episode, here are the 15 darkest jokes on Family Guy. Chapter 13. Stewie's Darkest Jokes. Stewie Griffin. The diabolical baby genius is famous for his dark humor. But sometimes it gets really disturbing. For example, Stewie frequently threatens to kill Lois, his own mother. In one episode, he even shoots at her during a fantasy cutaway. In another episode, Stewie jokes about cutting off Peter's balls because he thinks Peter is a bad father. He also makes jokes about raping women and children. Why it's dark? While it's absurd to see a baby acting like a villain, the repeated jokes about murder and matricide are unsettling for many. Fan reaction. Some viewers love Stewie's evil genius persona, but critics argue that these jokes normalize violent behavior. Chapter 14. Animal cruelty gags. Family Guy has also crossed the line when it comes to animals, including Brian, the family dog, and other random pets. For example, Peter once punches a dolphin in the face during a ridiculous cutaway. In another episode, Brian is seen hanging from a meat hook like a Christmas turkey. Why it's dark? Animal cruelty is a serious issue, and using it as slapstick doesn't sit well with many audiences, especially pet lovers. Fan reaction. While some viewers found it outrageous and funny, animal rights supporters in the US criticized the show harshly. Chapter 15. When You Wish Upon a Weinstein Banned Episode. This infamous episode was banned for over 2 years before finally airing on Adult Swim. Plot. Peter tries to convert Chris to Judaism because he believes Jews are good with money. Why it's dark? The entire storyline is based on offensive stereotypes about Jewish people. It plays into the harmful idea that Jewish people only care about money and are cheap. Fan reaction. Many Jewish groups condemned the episode as anti-Semitic, while fans argued that Family Guy is an equal opportunity offender. Legacy. The episode became one of the most talked about controversies in the show's history. Chapter 16. Jokes about school shootings. One of the most disturbing directions Family Guy has gone is making jokes about school shootings, a tragic and sensitive issue in the United States. For example, in one episode, Peter says that sending Quahog residents to fight in World War II would be as bad as a school shooting. Why it's dark? For American audiences, where school shootings are a real and painful issue, this was considered tasteless. Let us know your thoughts below. Family Guy is known for its controversial jokes, but some are so dark, they've sparked serious fan backlash. Here are the top 20 darkest Family Guy jokes that went too far. Number 20. Celebrity death jokes. Family Guy is infamous for making jokes about celebrities who have passed away, often in ways that many viewers feel cross the line. Example 1. The show once joked about Robin Williams in an episode that aired just before his tragic death. Example 2. A cutaway gag referenced Paul Walker's car crash death, turning it into slapstick comedy. Why it's dark? Deaths of beloved celebrities are fresh wounds for fans, and mocking them feels disrespectful. Fan reaction. Many fans in the US and UK called these jokes cruel rather than funny. Number 19. The death of Brian Griffin. One of the most shocking Family Guy moments came in season 12, when the Griffins' beloved dog, Brian, was killed in a car accident. The twist: Brian was suddenly replaced with a new dog, Vinny, which felt like the writers were mocking fans' emotional attachment. Why it's dark? Fans didn't expect the death of such a major character, especially in such a brutal and casual way. Fan reaction. Massive backlash. Millions of fans signed petitions demanding Brian's return. Within weeks, the writers brought him back to life through a time travel plot. This stunt proved how far Family Guy would go to shock its audience. Number 18. The JFK assassination joke. Perhaps one of the darkest historical references was a gag about President John F. Kennedy's assassination. Example: a cutaway gag shows Peter interfering in Dallas on November 22, 1963, leading to a disturbing recreation of JFK's assassination. Why it's dark? The JFK assassination is a deeply traumatic event in American history. Turning it into slapstick humor angered many viewers. Fan reaction. Historians, critics, and even political commentators criticized Family Guy, though some fans defended it as equal opportunity satire. Number 17. Jokes about suicide. Family Guy often includes suicide as a dark punchline. Example: in one gag, a depressed character shoots himself on screen while upbeat music plays. Why it's dark? Suicide is a serious issue affecting millions worldwide, and treating it lightly was condemned as insensitive. Fan reaction. Mental health groups in the USA criticized the show for normalizing suicide in a comedic way. Now you need to watch the top 20 most insane Family Guy moments that are actually insane. Or check out the top 20 funniest Family Guy quotes. Family Guy is one of the most controversial animated sitcoms of all time. From its unapologetic cutaways to its willingness to tackle any subject, the show has left audiences both in stitches and in outrage. But what are the darkest jokes that fans still laugh at? Let us explore some of the most shocking and controversial humor that has kept viewers both entertained and appalled. Chapter 21: Prom Night Dumpster Baby. One of the darkest gags in Family Guy history is the infamous Prom Night Dumpster Baby musical number. What happened? In this scene, abandoned babies literally climb out of a dumpster and begin singing a Broadway-style song while dragging their umbilical cords behind them. Why, it's dark. This gag references the horrifying real-life cases of teenage mothers abandoning babies. Fan reaction. Many viewers in the US and UK were shocked, some calling it one of the most tasteless gags ever. Others, however, praised it for being so shocking it's funny. This scene remains one of the most controversial moments in the show's history. Chapter 22: Dictator and War Jokes, Hitler and Beyond. Family Guy frequently makes jokes about history's darkest figures, especially Adolf Hitler. Example: a scene shows Hitler at a McDonald's drive-thru ordering food. Why it's dark. The Holocaust and World War II are deeply sensitive subjects. Using Hitler as a slapstick character offended many viewers, especially in Europe. Fan reaction. Some saw it as satire, others felt it trivialized real atrocities. Chapter 23: Offensive Political Humor. Family Guy has targeted political figures across the spectrum, but some gags went too far. Example: jokes about former US presidents like Ronald Reagan having Alzheimer's, or George W. Bush being mentally incompetent. Why it's dark. While satire is common in comedy, making light of illnesses or mocking recent leaders often struck a nerve with audiences. Fan reaction. Politically charged gags often created heated debates, splitting viewers down party lines. Chapter 24: Why fans still watch despite the dark humor. So, why do millions of people still love Family Guy even though it constantly crosses the line? Shock value equals entertainment. The outrageousness keeps people talking. Satire. Some argue the show exposes society's hypocrisy by joking about taboo topics. Cult following. Many fans love Family Guy because it isn't afraid to go too far. In a way, Family Guy thrives on controversy. Every dark joke sparks discussions, headlines, and ultimately keeps the show alive. Do you agree or disagree with the points made in this video? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this content, please like and share for more videos like this. Thanks for watching.